We're back now with the latest on what's happening with TikTok after a roller coaster few days for the platform. The app went dark over the weekend, then service was restored after President-elect Trump announced that he will sign an executive order today that extends the period of time before the ban does take effect. Service was blocked to TikTok's 170 million American users in the wake of that Supreme Court decision Friday, which upheld the law that allowed the ban to go into effect. And on the eve of his inauguration, Mr. Trump celebrated the app's return.
And as of today, TikTok is back.
That was the celebration. So Savannah's been following the story through the weekend. What happens next, or what could happen next?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about what soon-to-be President Trump has laid out in terms of what he might want. So the law leaves the interpretation of what a sale of this company is up to the president. And that is sort of what this all pins on. The law said that TikTok should be banned unless it's sold away from its parent company because of its ties to China. Well, yesterday, both in a statement from the president-elect as well as in that same rally, we got some details about what he thinks might qualify in his judgment, which is a 50% American ownership. So a joint venture between an American company or individual here and that parent company, ByteDance. So here's what's interesting about that. It leaves major open questions still about the original concern here, the national security concerns. Could China take American user data, or maybe more concerningly, manipulate the content shown to Americans on the app? If there's still 50% involved, how will something like that be taken care of? Trump has said he is going to look at this seriously. He's going to really take a look at exactly how he can protect national security while keeping this app going. Now, TikTok, for its part, has been effusively thanking a soon-to-be President Trump, calling him President Trump already in these notifications that are going out to 170 million American users. You can see right here, we thank President Trump for providing the necessary clarity and assurance to our service providers. We also will start to probably see some type of bidding war. Trump alluded to that last night at his rally. He said we'll see a lot of bidders, was his quote. That could look like Elon Musk. That could look like billionaire Frank McCourt, who has paired up with Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. Y'all probably know him, Mr. Wonderful. Do we start to see all of these people come out of the woodwork with proposals to take a 50% stake in TikTok? It remains to be seen exactly how a process like that would work. And again, we will be waiting to hear the national security concerns and how those are abated.
And whether that debate picks up back again, too, in these coming days and weeks.
And a reminder that it all started, really, with Trump. He signed an executive order trying to ban TikTok back in 2020. That was blocked by a court order. And now here we are. He's saving it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.